right, so we're diving into something really interesting today. Six-figure funnel in 2 weeks. I mean, who wouldn't want to build a profitable online business that quickly, right? But here's the thing. This ebook, it's not your typical, hustle harder kind of advice.
Yeah, the title definitely has that get rich quick vibe, doesn't it? 6 figures in 2 weeks. But I have to say, I was drawn to the personal angle, the way it kind of blends the author's own story with the business advice. It's not something you see every day.
It's like jumping into the deep end right from the start. Scott Lawrence, the author, he paints this really vivid picture of coming back from a camping trip only to find, well, a goodbye note from his wife and a completely empty bank account. Talk about a wake-up call.
That's got to be a punch to the gut, right? I mean, it instantly pulls you in because it taps into that fear we all have, that fear of financial instability, especially when it's tied to a personal loss like that. But it also kind of hints at why this ebook might be so successful.
It's like he's saying, look, I've been there, I hit rock bottom, and this is how I built myself back up.
Exactly. And that vulnerability is refreshing. But okay, once you get past the backstory, he gets into his 3-step funnel system. Build a list, build trust, build sales. And I don't know about you, but part of me was thinking, is it really that simple?
Right. On the surface, it sounds almost too good to be true. But I think that's where it gets interesting.
Totally. It's not just about the steps themselves, it's about the why behind them. This whole idea that people buy from people they trust, people they connect with, that's the foundation of everything he talks about.
And that's where this whole DDFF thing comes into play, right?
Yeah, DDFF, dreams, desires, fears, frustrations. This is where Six-Figure Funnel really sets itself apart, I think. It's all about truly understanding your audience, like really getting inside their heads. He even gives you these really extensive lists for each category stuff, like the fear of online criticism or the desire for more work-life balance.
Which, let's face it, those are pretty universal fears and desires these days.
Exactly. And that's the point. It's about going beyond just basic demographics and tapping into those deep-seated motivations that drive our actions. Because think about it. When you see an ad or a product that speaks directly to a fear you have or a dream you're chasing, it's going to grab your attention.
It's like they know you better than you know yourself. And speaking of getting into people's heads, the next thing he talks about is headlines, like how to write headlines that grab people's attention and don't let go. He even shares the exact headline that helped his business take off, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's what I appreciate about his approach. It's not just theory, he's giving you real-world examples.
And it's a great example, too. It's something like, and I'm paraphrasing here, hypnotherapists, how to cure crippling addiction fast by clearing the air on 3 surprising myths. And then this is key, he adds, say I'm in to watch our free series on addiction.
So smart, right? See how he targets his ideal audience? Hypnotherapist then zones in on their biggest pain point curing addiction and then, boom, promises a fast solution. Plus, that little call to action at the end, that say I'm in bit, it creates a sense of exclusivity.
So we were talking about headlines that really grab your attention.
Yeah.
But Six-Figure Funnel is not just about catchy headlines, right?
Yeah.
It goes deeper than that.
Yeah.
He talks a lot about building what he calls pre-trust.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And I was really struck by how much he emphasizes giving away valuable content for free, like right up front.
Yeah, it's almost like the opposite of what you usually see online, right? All those buy my course pitches.
Exactly.
It feels more authentic somehow, more genuine. Like we're so bombarded with marketing messages these days that when someone's just straight up offering something valuable for free, it really makes you stop and pay attention.
It's like building a relationship, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't just walk up to a stranger and ask for a loan. You want to get to know them first, show them that you're trustworthy.
100%. And that's kind of what building pre-trust is all about. You're proving your expertise, showing that you genuinely want to help people even before they're paying you a dime.
And he talks about using video as a way to do that. Which brings us to, everyone's favorite, acronyms.
Oh, yeah, I gotta love those acronyms. ATSTO, attention, topic, story, teach, offer.
Sounds a bit like a robot trying to say Astro.
Right. But actually, it's a really solid framework for creating videos that people actually want to watch.
And it's pretty straightforward when you break it down.
Yeah.
You grab the viewer's attention right away, crucial in this day and age, then you tell them what the video's about, make it clear what they're going to learn.
And that's where the story comes in, right? He's big on weaving personal anecdotes into your videos, showing your audience that you're a real person, not just some talking head.
Because we all love a good story.
Exactly. And it goes back to that vulnerability thing. When you share your own struggles, your own wins, it makes you relatable.
It builds trust.
Exactly.
But then, it's not just about telling your life story, right?
Yeah.
The teach part of ATSTO, that's where you really deliver the goods. Sharing your knowledge, your expertise, the thing that makes you uniquely qualified to help your audience.
That's how you build that pre-trust we were talking about. By actually giving away some solid advice, you're proving your worth.
And then finally, the offer. This is where you transition from providing value to, okay, here's how you can work with me. Here's how you can join my program, download my free guide, whatever it might be.
Yeah, it's all about guiding your viewers toward that next step. You've given them the free value, now you're inviting them to go deeper.
And he goes even further, breaking down 4 specific video scripts. INDOC, TRNATION, MYTHBUSTER, CASESTUDY, and SALESOFFER. More acronyms. I have to ask, though, what do you really think about all the acronyms? Genius for remembering stuff, or a bit much?
I go back and forth. Sometimes they feel a little cheesy, but then again, they do tend to stick in your brain, don't they? And research shows that they actually can help with memory. Like we use them all the time in everyday life. ASAP, DIY, FOMO.
True, they do have a way of working their way into our vocabulary.
They do.
But acronyms aside, the scripts themselves are actually really helpful. Especially like the one on myth busting. With so much misinformation out there these days, it's more important than ever to set the record straight.
Totally. And case studies, those are always powerful. Seeing how something worked for someone else, it makes it feel more real, more attainable.
Speaking of which, another thing I want to touch on is the emphasis on community. Six-Figure Funnel talks a lot about the importance of surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah, that really resonated with me. Entrepreneurship can be a lonely road, so having that support system, that sense of community, it makes a huge difference.
And he actually practices what he preaches. He has a whole community built around the book, and he even offers a 3-week challenge to help you implement everything you're learning.
I love that. It's not just about selling the book, it's about building a movement.
Exactly. But let's be real, at the end of the day, we all want to know how to make money, right?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
We've talked about the funnel, the video scripts, the community aspect, but how do you actually turn those views into cold, hard cash?
Well, that, my friend, is where the SALESOFFER comes in. But I think we should save that juicy bit for next time.
Oh, you're killing me with the cliffhangers. All right, so last time we were talking about building that pre-trust, crafting those awesome videos, and yeah, even those acronyms. But let's be real. We want to know how this all translates into making some actual money. So it's time to unveil the SALESOFFER, that final video script from Six-Figure Funnel.
The moment of truth, right?
Exactly. You've done all this work, built that relationship with your audience. Now it's time to present your offer in a way that actually converts.
It's a delicate balance, though, isn't it? You don't want to come across as too salesy after building all that pre-trust.
Right, exactly. So how does he recommend navigating that?
Well, it all starts with reminding your audience why you're the right person to help them.
Okay, I'm following.
So SALES stands for self, ambition, life story, environment, and show bag.
You know, I have to admit, when I first saw that, I was like, okay, this is a lot even for me. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. It's like you're weaving together all these elements you've been laying out throughout the entire funnel.
Exactly. So you start by reminding them of your expertise, yourself, why they should listen to you. Then you tap back into their ambition, that problem they're trying to solve.
And that's where the life story piece comes back in, right?
Exactly. Instead of just stating the problem, you tell a story. Maybe it's your own story, maybe it's someone else's, but you show how they overcame a similar challenge.
Stories are so powerful.
They really are. It makes it relatable, keeps people engaged.
It's like, look, I've been there, I get it, and here's how I can help.
Exactly. Then you switch gears a bit and talk about the environment, like what's going on in the world right now that makes your solution even more relevant, even more needed.
It's like you're positioning your offer as the answer to a problem that's happening right now, in this very moment.
Exactly. And then finally, the big reveal, the show bag. This is where you introduce your system, your program, your product, the thing you've been leading up to all along.
Okay, so it's like the grand unveiling.
Yes. And once you have their attention fully focused on your offer, you move into the OFFER itself: opportunity, features, freebies, energy, register.
All right, lay it on me. What's the magic formula?
Less about magic, more about strategic positioning. So you start with the opportunity to work with you, join your program, get your product. You lay out all the juicy features and benefits, what makes your offer so special.
And everybody loves a bonus.
Of course, that's where the freebies come in, sweeten the deal a bit, add some extra value.
I love those freebies.
Right. But here's where your energy comes in. The energy part, that's about creating excitement. This is an amazing opportunity, and you don't want them to miss out.
Okay, so it's that final push to get them to take action.
Yes. And to make that action crystal clear, you end with a strong call to register. Join now, click the link below, make it super easy for them to take that next step.
So that's the SALESOFFER. A bit of a mouthful, but honestly, a really solid framework for crafting a sales pitch that feels authentic and, not too salesy.
Because at the end of the day, it's not really about the acronyms or the formulas, it's about the connection you've built with your audience.
Exactly. Six-figure funnel. It gives you a roadmap, a system to follow, but it also reminds you that people want to buy from real people, people they trust.
It's about showing up authentically, being yourself, and creating something you truly believe in.
Well said. And on that note, I think we've done a pretty good job dissecting six-figure funnel. We've covered a lot of ground, from those raw personal stories to the nitty-gritty of building a funnel that converts. Hopefully you've walked away with some actionable strategies and, who knows, maybe even a little inspiration to build something amazing. Until next time.